to my channel. In this video, I want to share with you 15 work-at-home jobs that pay at least $100 per day. Yes, you heard that right. So if you are at home and you're thinking, what can I do to earn extra income without having to leave my home? And that, some of these things are easy to do, if I'm being completely honest. Some of them you do have to learn and practice and gain a skill to be able to achieve them. So I've mixed them up. But I'm giving you 15. So the chances of you finding at least 2 or 3 that really light your fire and that you will be happy to run with are really, really high. So make sure you stay tuned and watch until the end of the video as I share all of these amazing strategies and tips with you. Welcome back. I'm Pam Obasa, the founder of The Lucrative Lady and The Lucrative Business Academy, and I create videos such as these to help you, lucrative lady, to create a lucrative business that you love so that you are able to scale really, really quickly, and I give you the step-by-step in these videos. Now, if you want to see more of these videos, then go ahead and please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn on the bell so that you can be the first to see all of my videos. So let's jump in. Let's talk about working from home. I love working from home. I've been really fortunate ever since, actually I've always worked from home since I was about 17. To be quite honest with you, I was about to say ever since, I have no idea what I was about to say there. But anyway, strike that. So I've always worked from home and I've really enjoyed working from home. Even though we have businesses outside of home, sometimes I do enjoy going out to work. But I do know that there are lots of people who want the opportunity to be able to just work from home and are wondering, what is it that I can do? So I've put together this list of 15 things that you can do. And so let's jump right in. So the first work-at-home job that I want to share with you is to become a transcriber. So what does that mean? It means that you get to transcribe for people like myself. And all it requires is for you to reach out to influencers, businesses, or people who need some sort of transcription. Perhaps they've recorded a video and they want to turn that video into a blog post, for example, or they've recorded a video or for a course and they want to be able to turn that video into some sort of manual for their clients, for their students, or for another area of their business. Now, being a transcriber is super easy. All you need is really good English or whatever language you are transcribing to. So you can transcribe into English, or you can find people who want you to transcribe, their videos into a whole different language, into Spanish, into French, into whatever it might be. But the fact is, as long as you understand that language really well, you don't actually need any specific, big skills or, huge qualifications to be able to do this. This is an easy job to get. Now, how do you go about doing it? Well, all you need to find people who have things to transcribe. So go look for influencers, look for YouTubers, look for course creators, look for CEOs who are constantly on their phone dictating and on the go, people who are busy but are creating some sort of content that they want people to see in a different format. And I tell you, there are so many people like that out there. The second work-at-home job that I want to talk about is becoming a voiceover artist. Now, I know that sounds like something huge, voiceover artist, but I tell you, it really isn't as big or as difficult as you think. Now, I went to drama school and of course I learned, how to do voiceovers and all of those amazing things. But I can tell you that you don't have to have that amazing training to be able to do this. Now, what kind of things do voiceover people do? Well, it depends on who you are reaching out for. Now, if you are going to be doing voiceover for radio or for radio plays or for audio books or anything like that, yes, you might need a lot of practice. But there are people like myself, a lot of influencers out there who are just looking for somebody who are going to be recording a part of our video. So, for example, it might be an intro to a podcast, an intro to a video. It could be an intro to a recording of you speaking of an influencer speaking at an event. All you are doing is recording it. And so what are the skills that you really need? Well, you've got to be a little bit bubbly. You've got to speak clearly. You've got to be able to speak, really energetically. You've got to be able to project if they need that, or to speak quietly if that's what it requires. All in all you need to really be able to do is look at a piece of text, whatever the few sentences that they require you to read would be, and to think, how do I translate this into something that people would want to listen to? That's really all a voiceover artist does, and all you need to be able to do that, I'm telling you, is a simple microphone in your home, in a quiet room, probably, some sort of cupboard or somewhere that you can get into where the sound is really enclosed. That makes your voice sound amazing, as opposed to a big, massive room. And so you need a space and a microphone, and now go out and find people who need voiceover. So the third work-at-home job that pays at least $100 a day is to become a chat customer service. Now, what does that mean? It means that there are lots of businesses out there who are looking for somebody to help them with their customer service. Now, that is so many businesses. I'm not even joking. I'm talking thousands of millions of businesses. As long as they have customers, then they need customer service. Now, what do they require? They require somebody who's good at customer service, who really understands, the business and their products and those amazing things that they offer, and is able to really support their customers along the way, so that when their customers have questions, all you are able to do, all you have to do, is point them in the right direction. And in terms of pointing them in the right direction, most businesses will give you the exact tools that you need. They will give you the links to share, the answers, and sometimes it's a matter of copying and pasting, the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, the answers to those, and sharing it with a customer. The last thing a business wants to do is to have their customers' questions unanswered. So they are looking for people just like yourself, who have a couple of hours a day to spend in front of the computer answering chat and customer requests. So if that is something that you could possibly do, then go ahead and jump on that. So number 4 is to become a home stylist for companies such as Stitch Fix. Now, you can use companies such as Stitch Fix, which I really love, because what they do is they have their clients who set up their profiles, and they need people like yourself who love fashion and love helping people to sort of match, do a matchmake where you match their clients to the clothes that they have, and they, Stitch Fix, then send off the clothes to the client. So you don't need to do the rest of the legwork, and I think it's a pretty cool and fun job to have. But you don't even have to do that with Stitch Fix, which I think is a pretty cool company, which pays at least $15 per hour. You can do this on your own as well. You can simply find your own clients, your own customers on social media, especially influencers, speakers, or people, in corporate women who need assistance with how to look good on the stage, or how to look good at work, or how to, create the exact capsule that would fit their body shape. I mean, there is just so much that you can do with this one, and that earns you even more money because that is a bespoke service. So number 5 is to become a bookkeeper. Now, being a bookkeeper, this specific one does require you to do some learning. Now, you can learn to become a bookkeeper in so many ways. You can take courses. You can take courses on platforms such as Udemy. You can buy courses, and you can learn from other accountants, and you can become an apprentice for an accountant and really understand what bookkeeping requires. And what is bookkeeping? It is literally keeping the books for people who are a little bit too busy. So especially for small businesses, they need their books kept so that when it comes to tax season, they're not running around, like a headless chicken and not knowing what to do. They have your help, and they've had your support all throughout the year or throughout the month to get ready for tax season. So being a bookkeeper is something that will definitely keep you very, very busy, and it does pay at least $20 per hour, which is great. So the next way that I want to share with you is becoming a YouTuber. Now, I haven't been on YouTube for that long, but I love being a YouTuber and creating these videos. And already I have been able to monetize my video in so many ways. Now, being a YouTuber is absolutely fun because it's a great opportunity for you to help people, for you to share your message with people, and for you to reach a global audience. Now, how do you make money off of YouTube? Well, one of the ways that you make money off of YouTube is, of course, when you have loads of subscribers. subscribers. When you have thousands of subscribers, the more subscribers you have, the more you get paid through advertising. Now, in order to be able to do that, the first hurdle you will have if you are brand new at YouTube is, of course, that you need 1,000 subscribers in order to become monetized. Now, not only do you need 1,000 subscribers, but you need to have had 4,000 watch hours. That means that you need to have created content that people can watch for at least 4,000 hours in order for you to meet that monetization threshold. But I want to share with you a sneaky way. Well, it's not really sneaky, but it's a fun way. Call it a hack if you wish, that I have been able to get monetized off of YouTube even before we have hit that threshold. And the way we have been able to do that is, of course, to share our content, our paid content, with our watchers, with our audience. So we create something known as sales funnels. And oftentimes in my video, I might say something like, go ahead and click the link below and grab 365 Social, our amazing done for you social media posts that are high converting. And that is a real call to action. Click the link below and have a look for that. And it will take you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, when people click that link, they get to see our sales page and they get to actually see a product, which a lot of people do purchase. Thank you for that. And, so that is one way that even though we, at this stage of recording this video, haven't technically hit the YouTube threshold for being monetized via paid ads, we've been able to use other methods to still get paid for being on YouTube. So this is the thing, guys, about making money online. You've got to be smart about it, and you've got to really think about it and really plan what it is. I truly believe that if you are putting in all of the effort and creating good stuff, then you should be rewarded for your effort. So don't be discouraged if you haven't yet hit 1,000 subscribers, and if you haven't yet hit the 4,000 hours watch time, then there are other ways that you can still monetize your knowledge, monetize your expertise using video content. So go ahead and try that. So the next way that I want to share with you about making money from home is, of course, to become an online course creator. Now, I love this. Now, I said that this video was all about making money up to $100 per day from home. Now, becoming a course creator, and in fact, a lot of the strategies that I have shared with you, you can make way more than $100 per day. Now, how do you become a course creator? Well, you simply think about your expertise, your skills, your knowledge. What qualifications do you have? What experiences, have you had in the past? And then you've got to turn that into a teachable content. So all you do is reverse engineer what you have already achieved. So if you have a specific skill, then you want to reverse engineer and think, well, how did I get to this skill? What are the steps that a person needs to take if they want to acquire this skill or get this result? When you have that, that's your course content. All you are doing is creating that step by step, in videos or in written format, in a workbook, or it could be audio, and that becomes a paid course that you can charge anything you want to charge, as high as $4,000 if you want to. So you can see how lucrative being a course creator can be. Number 8 is to become a graphics designer. Yes, there are so many people who want your expertise or want you to help them if you have the skill and an eye for graphics design. Now, what are some of the things that you can do? I mean, when it comes to graphics design, you have so many options, but I'm thinking from the perspective of a business owner like myself. What kind of graphics design work do we need? Well, we need people to create our YouTube thumbnails. We need people to create our course covers, create pins for Pinterest, create blog post covers, create covers for books, create images for your website, for your courses. There are so many things that we need, and all you have to do if you have that skill is to connect with an influencer who needs that skill. So graphic design is pretty important and a pretty awesome skill to have. And you can use things like Photoshop to do it, but there are also free tools such as Canva that you can use to really hone in on your graphics design skills. And if you really nail it, then that could be a repeat amount of work coming into you daily. So number 9 is being a video editor. Yes, if you have an eye for video, then you are going to be inundated with work. Now, being a video editor, I don't particularly think it's a difficult skill. It all depends on, how far you are going to go in terms of, the level of skill that you have. But even if you have a basic skill in video editing, I promise you there are clients for you out there. It might not pay as high as those who have, really high levels of skills for video editing, but you got to start from somewhere. Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, video editing is an important skill to have because there are so many content creators, and every single day there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content creators launching out into the market, especially when it comes to video, and they all need support editing their videos, because you have people like myself who love to stand and create content and all of that, but the one thing I don't like to do is edit my videos. So that's why I'm telling you that this is a great skill to have, and there are so many people willing to pay you for this skill as long as you keep sharpening and getting better at editing the content. And number 10 is becoming a virtual assistant. Yes, becoming a virtual assistant is quite an easy way to get started in the online space. And all you are doing is providing a service for a business owner or an entrepreneur. Now, one of the downsides, I have to tell you, to becoming a virtual assistant, one of the downsides that a lot of people tell me about is the fact that it is a crowded market. And the reason it is a crowded market is because there are very low barriers to entry. So I want to share with you one way that you can definitely stand out from the crowd. In fact, I want to give you 2 ways. If you are a virtual assistant or a VA, 2 ways that you can stand out from the market. Number 1 is, of course, to make sure that your services are on a variety of sites. So you can have your services on Upwork, on Fiverr. You can have it on Butler, you can have it on PH Jobs. There are so many websites that as a virtual assistant, you can literally list your services. So the more of these you can be on, the better for you. Number 2 is to, of course, niche in. Make sure you are niched in because if you are a jack of all trades and master of none, business owners might not take you as seriously as somebody who is really good at a specific thing. I have an incredible virtual assistant who is amazing at the things that she does, and so we've worked together for a very long time. And so I say that to share this with you, that once you are good at what you are doing, when you find the right client or the right client finds you, they will want to keep you on for a long time. So becoming a virtual assistant is such an easy way to really get your foot up the ladder when it comes to starting out making money online. So number 11 is managing social media accounts. Again, this is a great skill to have. If you have it, it's a really great way to make money. So if you're a person who spends a lot of time on social media, then the chances are that you understand how to use social media more than a lot of people in business. So people in business need somebody like yourself to help them to manage their accounts. When it comes to managing their accounts, what do they need you to do? So they need you to upload posts and to engage with people and to grow their following and to help them to turn those followings into leads, right? So it's quite a simple process as long as you understand social media. So again, this is one of those things where you don't need any specific qualifications, or you don't even need to go to university for this, but you can do very well. And the great thing about managing social media accounts is that you can manage multiple social media accounts at the same time. So there really is no limit to this one. And number 12 is, of course, web design. So do you like creating websites? Well, it's a really great way to make money. And the great thing about creating websites is, of course, that you can have lots of clients at the same time. Now, all you need is a really good grasp on how to use something like WordPress or Squarespace or Wix. I highly recommend WordPress because a lot of people know WordPress and it's easy to manage as well. And the great thing about web design is that it's easy to duplicate. That means that you can literally have perhaps 5 templates for websites, for a specific niche. So choose your niche really wisely. And then, of course, you can literally sell the same package, and all you're doing for your new clients as they come in is changing the wording, changing the branding so that it looks like theirs. So this is a really great way for you to get started, and this pays quite a lot of money too. And that leads me to number 13, which is managing people's websites. So it's one thing to create a website, it's yet another skill and of course another source of income to manage people's websites. So you want to find somebody who needs their website managed all the time. So I'm not just talking about managing it for security reasons, but I'm talking about uploading content such as blog posts, videos, audio from their podcast, anything like that, changing the text and the wordings on various places. And if you find the right type of person and if you create a really great offer, this can be a recurring monthly revenue. So say for example you charged $100 per month to manage a website for somebody. I'm pretty sure you can charge a lot more than that. It means that you can manage lots of websites as pretty much as you can handle, and it'll probably take you a few minutes per week to actually upload content, and the chances are that a lot of your clients will have nothing new to upload for time, and they're just paying to have just for that peace of mind that you are there to manage their website when they need something uploaded. So again, it's quite an easy way to make some money and to be in this online game and actually be lucrative from it, as long as you have the skill and the time to manage their websites. Number 14. Now this one's a little bit different, and it is of course getting speaking gigs for entrepreneurs. Now let me tell you where I'm coming from with this. Now I needed this service very recently, so I know that a lot of people need this service. A lot of influencers and entrepreneurs who want to book more speaking gigs. So I give you a very typical example from my own life why I needed this service. I have a lot of people contacting me to be on their podcast, to speak on stage, but I'm so busy that I find it difficult sometimes to manage all of that, and sometimes I've double booked myself, which doesn't look good for my brand. So I've had to find somebody whose role it is to manage my speaking gigs, my podcast, and all of those things. So it's their role to manage it and to bring more in and to fill my calendar with the type of speaking engagements that I want. Now, the thing is, there are so many influencers and entrepreneurs and business people like myself out there who need this specific service. And all you have to do is to start to curate some sort of database of podcast hosts. And to do that, go onto iTunes, go onto Podbean, go into Anchor, and all of these places where people host their podcasts. There are thousands of podcasting people out there, thousands of people who are running events, on the stage who need speakers. So you create a database, find an influencer and marry the two, and there you go. You have a beautiful, lucrative offer right there. And last but not least is to specialize in tech for entrepreneurs. Yes, the one thing we don't like to do is to be faffing around with tech and getting all upset when things aren't clicking or things aren't doing what they should do. So if you remember earlier when I talked about being a virtual assistant and I talked about specializing, well, one of the areas you could specialize in is in technology. So think about softwares that a lot of entrepreneurs use. Think about ClickFunnels, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, think about Infusionsoft. There are so many softwares that people use or that they need for their business, but they don't really have the time to sit and figure out how to use it. They need somebody like yourself who loves technology and who understands these tools to help them to create, the processes that they need so that their business can run without them spending the time. Now, if you specialize in tech, you are going to be inundated with work because, all of those tech companies and those softwares, they have an amazing database of clients. And most of the clients that they have are willing to pay for this service but don't have the time. So there you have it. I've shared 15 strategies that you can definitely use to make money online, to make at least $100 per day working from home. Now, here is what I want you to do. Number 1 is to subscribe to this channel. But number 2, I want you to tell me which of the 15 things that I have shared will you be implementing? And of course, let me know if you have any questions about any of these. If you want me to go in depth on a specific one of them, let me know so that I can do that in my next videos. So don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much. Take care. do you like to create websites? Let's say it's a, oh my god. Oh, shoot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next, the sun is on my eyes. This way. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the sun. The sun is following me. I'm getting better at the sun. Gosh, there are so many sites that, you know, offer